Yes, it is the weekend, and that means one thing. It is the Us 3 podcast hitting your screens once again. I'm joined with Kai Sherlock and Jonny Chick. How are we doing, lads?
Good, thank you, mate.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
How are you? So, how are you? No one ever
asks.
No one ever does that. How are you?
Oh, I'm brilliant. I am so very excited because you thought last week was big. This week is 10 times bigger. No, scrap that. 100 times bigger. This is going to be a massive, massive episode. Are we ready, lads?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're ready for this one. How we've managed to get another guest is beyond me, but we have. So there we go.
Who knows? Who knows? But, Christy, Cal, it's going to, what a great way to start. Couldn't ask for a better way to start. So let's get this episode started, lads. Yep. Let's do it.
Let's see who actually is our guest, guys.
Yeah.
Well, who is our guest, Jonny? That is a good question. Our guest, well, he has 450,000 followers on social media. Well, over 450,000 followers. He is an Icon House member. He is known for faking to go into Love Island, and the internet knows him as That One Cal. Yes, it is Callum Ryan. Hello, mate.
There we go. That'll do.
Hey,
yes.
There we go.
Hello, mate. How are you doing?
Hey, not too bad. How are you?
Oh, I'm absolutely fantastic, mate. I'm seeing you've got the what's it called?
Percy.
No.
Percy.
Percy.
Yeah, you've got him over there. It's doing absolutely wonders for your room, mate.
Well, actually, I was going to leave to as well. I've got two little guests with me today.
Oh,
We are lucky.
featuring.
Oh, the llamas.
Yes.
Oh,
You're right, freak having all these teddies. They're not all mine.
You're a real fan of pink, mate, ain't you? Like you're loving the pink.
just done it. Just done it.
Put it that way around.
Perfect.
Boys, I'm going to be munching some jelly tots. Is that right?
That's all right.
Perfectly
yeah,
fine. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, cheers.
If Jelly Tots want to sponsor this podcast as well,
Yeah.
feel free because
Absolutely.
more
What
than
what is your sweet of choice, Callum? If you could go with anything, If you
Sour
could go-
Patch Kids. Every day of the week.
it's what?
Sour Patch Kids.
Oh
Every
yeah.
kids.
Yeah. No.
I love kids.
Oh, right.
Out of context. Out of context.
I'm sorry, that's just wrong. That's just I can't do anything sour. It's absolutely disgusting.
I can back Sour Patch Kids. They're
No.
elite.
Oh, they are well nice.
Is it bad? I've never heard of them. I've never heard of them. Is that bad?
That definitely ain't right.
Yeah, it's probably not right, but
No,
I
you
haven't.
definitely have heard. But I'll put a picture
But
of
you-
on screen now, so everyone who is watching knows what Sour Patch Kids are. But yeah,
Jonny, mate, you're wrong. Like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
you're not
but
my mum now.
I know that, but it's fine. We'll just
I used to
carry on, I
put
guess.
my followers the Sour Patch Squad back in the day.
Did you?
That's how much I love them. I used to go to meet greets and they used to bring me Sour Patch Kids. It was a joke.
Mental. How did that come about then? How did that start?
I just love them. Like, I
Just
literally love them. And that's it, easy as that. I went along and I was like, guys, you know what? Instead of like buying like chocolate, I don't really rate chocolate, so just why don't you give me some Sour Patch Kids? And it just came around.
That is
That's-
mental.
You just go home with like 10, 15, 20 packs of Sour Patch Kids.
There's a photo of me on the train. I don't think I have it anymore, but I'm literally surrounded by Sour Patch Kids.
That's mental.
So,
Was that the thought process behind that? Were you thinking, if I can call them the Sour Patch Squad, they're just going to bring me Sour Patch Kids?
winner. Chicken dinner.
Oh,
Absolute,
what a
absolute
legend.
genius.
So is it always been like from starting? Obviously, you said you've liked Sour Patch Kids from when you were younger, and you've done this for a while. Is it something that you wanted to do for a while, like social media? Because obviously, you started the Sour Patch Kids squad, which is new to me. But I mean, has it always been something you've wanted to do? Has it always been?
Yeah, I mean, when I was 14, I first picked up the camera and I was like, okay, cool. This is like kind of jokes. In fact, say that. When I was 12, 13, I got my first camera.
Mhm.
I only used
Oh, mad.
like photography, like it was just like going around taking photos of like the swans and stuff, like daffodils, thinking I was like, you know what I mean, like a proper photographer.
Yeah.
Oh, we've all
Yeah.
been there.
Yeah, we've all done. And
There's something absolutely amazing about taking photos of swans and daffodils. You don't know what it is, but it just brings you so much
we've
joy.
all done it as well. I even got one to the swan's head, and I was like, wow, this is gonna go viral. Like, paper, like making a heart shape. I was like, this is it. I've finessed the system here. And then got to like the age of 14. I was like, you know what? I've had enough of taking photos. Why don't I start in front of the camera, like see how I get on? Because obviously I was quite a chatty kid. Like I had good friends and stuff, supported family. So I was like, you know what? Let's try it. So I just filmed myself and I stuck it on YouTube. And like it was slow, like really, really slow. And I was like, okay, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the response. I was like, cool, like this could be something I want to do. And this was at the time when like Alfie Days and Zoella were a thing. So obviously there was none of this like new hype of YouTube. It was just kind of the old school ways where KSI was just growing and stuff like that. And yeah, it just kind of snowballed from there really. Obviously got a fair whack at school. a bit of hate and stuff here and
Yeah,
there. But that just motivated me because I was kind of like that anyway, quite a determined kid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you go.
Sorry,
you go.
John. You go on. You go.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thank you. Thank you.
Dying to ask you
Thank you.
questions.
Thank you.
Dying to
Was
ask
it
you
always sort of Alfie days or whether KSO maybe inspired you? Was there anyone else sort of at the time who inspired you to start YouTube?
I'll be honest. I don't like to admit this now because he is a bit of a what's it nowadays. But I actually really look. I don't know if you boys will know him. I don't know how long you've been on social. I used to look up to Jake Mitchell a lot.
Yeah.
Oh
I know,
yes, yeah.
Yes.
I proper like watching and stuff like that. But then I met him in person and he was just a bit of a willy. So that changed things a little bit. But yeah, that was kind of the content I wanted to do. And I was looking up to people like that at the time, thinking this is sick. Like I'd love to be doing that kind of thing. And then when I get to around the age of 15, 16, kind of 16, 17 maybe, obviously school, you got GCSEs, you got A-levels and stuff like I didn't really have time for it, and I lost motivation. So I was like, you know what? I'll pack up the YouTube channel a little bit. I'll just slow down, maybe one video every 6 months just to keep the ball rolling. My Instagram obviously still had following, so that was great. Kept that going anyway, like you do. And then obviously landed this position in Icon, and all snowballed again because of TikTok.
Yeah, you're very good. Like, what were you going to say? What were you going to ask, Josh?
I was going to say, obviously, you said that, like, dealing with, like, the hate and stuff like that. I was just going to say, like, for people, because people were watching this, and I think that's a massive kind of, I think for a lot of people, that's a massive stop. Like, you know, they want to start things like this, and that's the hate and kind of getting stick at school is kind of what stops them. I just wanted to ask how kind of you dealt with that and kind of what made you keep going and keep producing those videos despite getting the hate.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest. The hate got to the point where my mum actually tried to step in and be like she was the most supportive mum, like she is the most supportive mum.
Yeah.
She stepped in and she was like, look, Callum, I don't know if you should do this anymore because like, obviously I was coming home, I was getting upset. And, but I'm only young, you know what I mean? I'm not in a position where I can normally like take it. And I just turned around to her and said, Mum, like, do you really think that these people are going to stop me from doing what I want to do, kind of thing? And it was at that point I knew, like, it clicked with me. I was like, you know what, stuff it. Like, I don't really care. And the funniest thing is now that I can say anyway, like, I'm nowhere near half as where I want to be. Like, yeah, I've got a few followers on TikTok, but it doesn't really mean a lot, and it's not really converting that well. But in reality, the people at school that are making fun of me and stuff, like God's honest truth, are now the ones in my requested DMs. Yeah. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, who's one really? Like, yeah, I put on a bit of stick for a year, but now you're literally bumming me for the next year. So
yeah.
But you say that, don't you, Kai? You say that.
It's been brought to light recently, obviously, with TikTok, and everyone says TikTok's a toxic place, and it is because you do get a lot of stick in the comments, don't you? I know me and you will know that more than John and Josh.
Well, no, I can't bring Sainsbury's
being
up
a bit more relevant, but I mean,
I can't bring Sainsbury's up on this. Sorry.
In terms of the comments, they do affect you though. I mean, it can bring you from where you are as a high to right down, can't it? And it's one of those things that people think one comment on a post, they won't see it, or you know, even it's like on social media, like on TikTok, they think they won't see it. You won't see it, but because people like us, we do, you know, we check our comments, we check our engagement and stuff, and people think we don't look at what people are saying to us, but we do. How do you go about with it? How do you put it away? Because I know what I do personally is I just think, well, at the end of the day, like you say, you're the ones that if you respond to someone, you're going to be in requested DMs. Because I remember there was one post I got a lot of stick for on New Year's Eve. I was like, it was one of them ones, do you remember the trend where it was come back on this date and something will happen on this account? I did that. Yeah. And I was releasing my first YouTube video. So that's what I was doing. And I got a lot of stick in the comments because people were saying like, oh, is that it? Is that it? And I was like, yeah, but what else were you expecting? You're getting more content from me. And then someone said, oh yeah, fair enough, bro. Can I have a shout out? And I was like, you're literally just giving me hate because everybody else is giving me hate. It's like, so how do you go about dealing with it is what I'm trying to ask, is it in that circumstance?
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing like saying that, because a lot of people just say ignore it, you know what I mean? And it's not that easy. Like, it's really not. If you're looking through your comment section, you often skip past the good ones. Like, you will skip past all the ones, or this is sick, or this is awesome, like, this is so cool, whatever. And the ones that stand out like a sore thumb are the hate comments. Like, it is just the way it is, because they're the ones that draw you in. And yeah, there is one thing ignoring it, but at the same time, I do use it as an advantage. Like, if I do see a hate comment, I think, brilliant. Like, this guy is actually...
Oh, we've just lost connection.
Oh, he's back. He's back. Yeah, you can break.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, he's gone again.
No, he's gone again.
Well, I'll cut this
We're back.
I'll cut
Yeah.
this
There we
out.
go. There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll cut it out. Yeah.
Is Zoom trying to hate on us right now?
yeah, it is,
Yeah,
Zoom is
yeah.
trying to hate
Zoom's
us,
giving
yeah.
us hate. Like,
Yeah,
Zoom's
exactly.
the one.
Exactly.
So we can't just ignore it. We got to battle it.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's the
Use
motivation.
it as
to carry on.
motivation.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you
I
do get a
never
lot of stick
replied
for
to
it. And like, go on, sorry, Cal.
I never reply to hate comments. You'll never find me replying to hate comments. And if I do, it's in a really sarcastic way, so
Yeah.
it makes them feel bad about themselves. Like, I'm not trying to make anyone feel like crap, but at the same time, if they're gonna call me words or whatever, I'll just say, you know what, like, have a look
You
at your
never
account, like,
fire back with an insult back. You always fire back with a clever comment, don't you?
exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's something that people will comment on your appearance and stuff like that. Like, it's mainly my eyebrows for me. Like, I've got wham eyebrows. I know that. So if you tell me again, it ain't gonna bother me. I already know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
Well, you see, but in terms of hate comments on TikTok, have you ever had any? Obviously, you said about at school you got a lot of flack for it, and I've had quite a bit of flack for every now and again for doing stuff that I've done in social and school. But I don't care. Like, I just don't care what people think. There'll be people watching this right now. Will be like, "What's he doing? Why is he doing a podcast?" But I'm like, I don't care what people think. So, have you ever had anything in like person? Have you ever had people like shout abuse at you in person or anything like that?
To an extent, I guess. Nothing
Yeah.
major. Like, I've never been bullied as such. Like, I've been picked on. I've been bullied. Like, I've never been like hit or like, thank God, touch wood. And obviously, I feel really sorry for those that have, because they're just doing what they want to do, and like being bullied for it isn't really fair. But yeah, no, I've never really had anything. To be fair, nothing major.
Yeah, because we haven't had nights out yet, really, have we? Not really. I mean, I remember at the start of lockdown, just before it was just starting, and I think it was at the time before we went into lockdown, like officially, and we'd actually gone. It was when clubs were still open, or like not clubs, but like cocktail bars and stuff. Yeah. So I remember I went out with my mates, and there was I did get some stick on one night out, like some lads shouting abuse. I didn't know who they were. They obviously knew my name, so what does it really matter?
Exactly. They know who you are, but you don't know who they are. So
Precisely.
We'll get there one day, Josh, won't we, mate? We'll get there one day.
We'll be just as famous one day. Don't worry. I want the hate. That's when you know you've made it. It's like when you're getting the hate.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely.
What about So just going on from like the hate and stuff like that. Kai was saying, Cal, you were on Rich Kids Go Skint, was it?
That brought in a fair whack of hate.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, what was that experience like for you? And like, just kind of tell us about that, like in general, because it must be an amazing experience, and one that has like a lot of kind of good and like bad consequences as well. Well, it depends.
Properly spoken out like on a platform about it, but I'll tell you boys anyway, because why not? Exclusive info, do you know what I mean?
No.
That show is heavily influenced, and it's got to the point now where people fully believe it. And I didn't think it would be like that.
Right.
Like, one, I'm not rich. Two, my mum didn't give me anything at the time. Well, obviously she gave me what I needed. Like, I did have a pretty nice bedroom then. Since that house wasn't even our house, like everything was well different. And it's reality TV at the end of the day. Like, you hear people coming out of Love Island saying like the producers heavily influence what they say. It's kind of scripted as such. Half the stuff that was said in that show I would never say in real life. And it's kind of, you're sat in front of the camera and they go, can you say this? Can you say that in your own words? And it's like, you can't really say no. Like, you're being filmed.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff in there that like you can tell just by listening. If you listen now, I've said that. Yeah. That it's not actually me.
Yeah.
I just went on the show because I thought, one, it's a bit of clout. I was only young. I wanted to do social.
How old were you, Cal, when you went on it?
So I was 16. I just turned 16 when I filmed, and it's still being pushed out now because they know it's getting views.
I was going to say, yeah.
Well, because me and John were looking last night. Me and Johnny were looking last night at the YouTube because they pushed it out at you. When did you say it was, John?
Yeah, because it was because like you say, you were 16 when you were on it, but when I searched it up on YouTube, there was like a clip 6 months ago when they uploaded it, and I saw you were you actually commented on it because I replying to some of the comments, I think, because it was like 6 months ago, it had like 1.1 million views. And when you look, because now you've said that like some of it was scripted and stuff like that. When I looked in the comments, there was so many comments where it was like, can't believe he said that, can't believe he's done that. And there was some going like, he's not even rich. And it was like, well, you've basically come out and said, we weren't really at the time.
Yeah.
And it was like, wasn't the title of it like, rich kid gives poor kid present or something ridiculous like that?
As if they can even do that though. That is as if they can just.
The problem is, right, I signed myself up for that though. Like, I actually did. I said the stuff I said, and like, I don't really regret it because like it was an experience for me, and like I was always wanting to be in this industry anyway. And it was like a step in the door. Like I met producers, I met cameramen, and after the show, I actually went on to my business doing like videography and stuff. So like it was all like stepping stones into doing what I want to do. So I wasn't too bothered. And now I just use it as a way to laugh about it. Like, I don't really care. So
did they sign you up for it then, or did you reach out to them?
it was a bit of both.
Right. Okay.
Them speaking to me speaking to them,
Yeah.
went to the producers, and then blow.
Oh, pretty good.
What was it? What was it like? Sort of when do you keep in contact with that family that you went to now? I was sort of been interested.
I actually watched it with the guys the other day. The guys in the house.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it was on TikTok. Didn't you do it about?
Yeah, that's it.
TikTok?
So I
I
just
saw
made
that.
of it now. And after I watched it with these guys, I called Luke, actually, the guy I stayed with.
Oh, really?
And stuff. So I still speak to him now, but only when it kind of pops up in conversation.
Yeah.
That's class. That's class.
That's good.
Did it help you? So obviously, like going on to like kind of the TikTok and now, did it help you in any way to kind of grow and like with the platform you're on now?
I don't think it did much. I mean, obviously, it got my face out there, like people see me and it's exposure in that way. But follower-wise, or like, I don't know, it was more clout rather than following.
Yeah.
So people will see me and be like, "Oh, that's," but I don't want to be known as it. But that's the kid off Rich Kids Go Skint. Rather than that's kind of my following on TikTok. Do you know what I mean?
Because if even now you see stuff on like you say, known as the kid from Rich Kids, you see comments on your TikTok as like, oh, were you on Rich Kids Go? And it's like, yeah, you've addressed it so many times, but yet people are still seeing you on the For You pages.
And it was 4 years ago. It was filmed. People are still.
It's
now.
mental, absolutely mental. It shows how far you've come in 4 years, though. Really, when you now sat, when you were on that Rich Kids Go Skint, and then you're now sat in like one of the UK's biggest creator houses, which is insane. Really, that is mental.
I think when it comes down to the hate and stuff, because it's something I've managed to deal with over time, it's a lot easier for me. Like it's not even an issue. I don't even see hate as part of this job anymore.
No.
Whereas there's a lot of creators, especially with the platform TikTok, that's just blowing up.
Yeah.
Like they're coming into fame quite quick. I say fame like that because they're not really fame. Like it's
clout, isn't it? It's clout, like you said before.
Yeah. So people are just running into 1 million followers and they don't really know how to deal with it. Whereas because I've gradually built my following up, and it's not even at a level yet really where I can even complain about it. But because I've gradually built it up, I've had the gradual hate rather than just being hit by a bus all at once. You know? I think that's where a lot of people are struggling right now with TikTok, because they'll gain 1 million followers in a month and not know how to handle it. And that's why things happen with Love Island and stuff, and there needs to be help for it.
How long have you been doing TikTok, Carl? And when did you start? Because obviously it first kicked off, didn't it, around the time of the Love Island stuff? That's when it first started. And obviously, for people who don't know what happened there, Cal basically managed to pretend like he was going to Love Island, and it made the press, didn't it? Loads of news articles picked up on it, American news as well and stuff. And
yeah, it was kind of joke. So I just pretended I was on Love Island, and at the time, Callum
just said that so casually. Just pretend I was in Love Island. Everyone picked it up. Yeah, just that thing. Yeah.
There was a Callum that was actually going into the villa, and because I had more followers than him, people were following me instead.
Okay, clever.
Typing Callum Love Island, I was coming up.
Oh, clever.
I gained a lot of followers. I gained 100k in 3 days on TikTok.
That's insane.
That's mad.
Just was it that video was it them videos that blew you up then on TikTok? Really, was that what started
That
it?
was my starting point. Yeah, basically. Like before that, I was just doing like crappy stuff.
Yeah.
How did that idea come about then? Like, how did you like kind of instrument it and organize it? Like the planning behind it?
It was an accident, really. Like I made one video and I was like, "Oh, that's Callum. That's me," because my name was Callum. Like just to take the mic.
That's insane.
The boys in the villa, and these are the boys. This is Callum. Oh, that's me. And then from that point, I met up with my friend Jamie, who I was working with at the time, a business partner, and I was like, "Look, listen, we need to do something with this. Like, how can you help me?" Because he's quite good with thinking about like strategies and stuff like that, how to make it really sweet. I'm just turned into a big PR stunt, really. And then on his head and said, "Look, you know what? Like, you believe everything you see online. You need to stop, guys. Like, stop comparing yourselves. Not everything is real." And then, boom.
Yeah. I was gonna say that was on your Instagram stories, because there's an actual like Is he frozen, or is that just for me?
Yeah. Just give it a minute. There you go. We're going back.
Okay. Because on your Instagram, there's like a separate Instagram story for your Love Island thing, where like your mate was pretending to manage your social accounts, and that sort of made it a lot more realistic. And then, because the video you uploaded then after it all sort of come out that it was fake, was "Don't believe everything that was online." Was that always sort of from when you actually then got into it and people started believing it? Was it then taking it to a point to release that sort of message?
Yeah. So that's the kind of way we went around it. I was like, "Look, I've got this platform now, and I've hit this audience that I need to obviously do something about. So after that first video, we were like, right, okay, let's build it up a little bit more. Let's create it to the point where it wouldn't actually be believable, but believed it. And then just flipped it on his head and was like, look, you know what? Come out with this. Never actually. Not only do I not look the part, but all the footage was fake anyway. You will believe it. So.
Well, that happened to you the other day, didn't it, Kai? You got approached this week. You made a TikTok about that you went on Naked Attraction, and Lad Bible contacted you, didn't they?
Yeah, so I posted it about a few weeks back, and I basically said, right, it's the trend that's I wouldn't want to be anybody else. You know the song? I'm not going to sing it.
Yeah, I think I saw your video. You know, I think it was on my For You.
Yeah. So it said, weren't you the guy on Naked Attraction? And it said, and you got rejected by everyone. And I said, yeah, I wouldn't want to be anyone else. And then I actually had like a message from a writer from Lad Bible yesterday who messaged me and was like, oh, we saw your, in fact, let me get the message up. I'll get the message up.
I say you should have gone along with it.
No,
I told you, it would have been ultimate. It would have been ultimate shithouse.
It could have been class, you know. Could have been class.
Hang on, let me find it. Where was she?
But it is like, I think that's kind of a real, like, a key message is it's so believable for whatever people believe anything that's on social media nowadays. Like you see something and people just instantly think it's real.
Yeah. It was like last week we at the house were like, let's have a bit of a laugh. Let's try and get on like the TikTok like news pages and stuff.
Yeah.
Literally just as a joke, we were like, let's pretend that the Icon House.
Yeah,
is
so I saw this.
Don't know, like I live in a content house and like we just make content and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's got 1 million followers. Yeah, it's just nothing.
Yeah, no, we did hit 1 million, but like, it's we pretended we were like, look, the girls were on a live stream. I was like, look, let's just create some fake drama. Like, it'd be funny. So I just said in the background, I was like, oh, guys, I'm so glad that Icon House is over.
Yeah.
And all the followers screen recorded that bit, and they sent it into all the news channels. And it actually got posted in the comments like, oh, like, a lot of people were hating on it because they hate anyway, but a lot of people were like, no way, like, we'll get a message saying, why are you over? Why are you over? And it was like, everyone believes everything that they see.
They do.
One piece of evidence that was made up and you believe it, like, it's actually mad.
I saw that on the TikTok, the UK TikTok room in it on Instagram. I must admit, I saw that when you said that, and I was like, somehow I don't believe that's true because I don't think he'd say that on a live stream. But yeah, the message I got was, "Hey, Kai, my name's." I won't say a name because, so I work at Lad Bible and spotted on TikTok you went on Naked Attraction. Just wondering whether you'd be up for chatting to us about it for an article. Looking forward to hearing from you. So I went back to her and these two were egging me on, telling me to go ahead with it. And I was like, no, but I thought if we wanted in like a job in the industry, obviously,
I think what you could have done was like go into it and actually say to her, look, like in the same message that Cal did, like don't believe everything you see online.
Well, I did. That's what I went back with. So
I
went back with and said, unfortunately, I didn't go on Naked Attraction, but it did gain a lot of traction. I said, I think there might be a potential story and how easy it is to trick people into believing things they see on social media, because I'm definitely not the first one to do it. So, and then I haven't heard back from her, so clearly not wanting to run that story. But I mean, it's just like you say, it's so easy for them to believe anything, because we were going to talk about what you said on the live stream, and you know, it's just so mental how people can believe absolutely anything they see, like literally anything. It's insane, really. But
yeah. Going back to the Icon House, Cal. You know, hitting the 1 million. That what was that like for you? Because how long has that been? How long have you been working with within the Icon House?
So obviously, Icon House did start as My House London, and we're the second content house in the UK. So Bite Squad, credit to them, they were the first ones. Like, fair play, like they've absolutely smashed it. So yeah, we came along as My House London, and it was kind of like a interview stage, I guess, for the Icon House, where people coming in auditioning to like be in the house, seeing how they get on, what their personality's like, and all that. And then after that, we had a little readjustment of members, people leaving, people coming, and then we were set as Icon House. So we rebranded, we sorted it all out. Boom, it was ready to go, and that was about 5.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Because I remember My House London first started. They had the massive day where everyone went, didn't they? Yeah. Where like everyone went to the My House London, and then they obviously the people we now know, the people who were in it. But I remember when that was on, I think I'd only just started when that.
It was around June.
It was like summertime, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was summertime, something like that.
Yeah, so obviously it's grown massively since then. When you think about it, I've gone from 1 million followers in that space of time. Like you say, it's amazing on TikTok how people can go from having 0 followers 1 month and then having 1 million 4 months later. It's insane.
So we were on 150k when we rebranded, and that was in October. So between October, November, December, January, now February, mid-Feb.
That is mental.
We hit 1 million followers, which is mad. Like, it is mad.
Yeah. Well, because you did all the intro videos as well, didn't you? Which is what we took for the trailer clip that we did for this podcast. But yeah, you did all the intro stuff. And what was that like working? Because obviously that's a bit like the TV production. I imagine that would have been a bit like the TV production thing all over again. I bet that was something else, wasn't it?
Mate, it was absolute madness. Like, I've never ever worked so hard. Like, it looks so simple to just, I don't know, say for Harry Rose's reveal, step out of the Lambo and just hit a bat. But mate, the planning behind all of that, the location, the cars, like waking up at 6 a.m. Also, just the planning of making sure all the videos were right, like they were the right videos, because we filmed a couple of them in more than one place, more than one style, and some of them just didn't work out right, and we weren't happy with them. Like, they need to be TikTok friendly. And obviously, at the time, it was a trend to do reveals, and obviously, Chris Wave had all the idea because it was their thing.
Yeah.
So mate, weeks and weeks of planning.
I bet. Yeah.
Late nights, early mornings, rehearsing in the kitchen. We pretended the kitchen was a private jet. Absolutely mad, like absolutely mad. But
the thing is, though, it did what it intended to do, though, didn't it? Because weren't you the last one to be announced as well, if I remember rightly?
So there was six members to start with that were announced, and then so I was the sixth one. Yeah. Who came out in a private jet, and I lifted up the balaclava.
Yeah, the balaclava. Yeah.
But the guys that lifted up my balaclava also had a balaclava on, so that was Rosie and Harry.
Yes, because that was it. Yeah, because everyone was going, "Oh, are they not in it anymore?" I remember them saying that, and then obviously the reveal afterwards.
Yeah, so we just thought we'd add a little mix onto it to keep you interested.
That was good.
What's it like being part of the Icon House? Like, is it as fun as it seems? Like, is it? I mean, I can imagine it's hard work, but is it fun at the same time?
No,
the jelly tots have come back to haunt him. He's been stacking away.
It's amazing, mate. Like, don't get me wrong, I love every single person in this house. Like, it's a joke how well we get on. Like, it's actually mad. Like, I don't know how it's even happened. And I think if this was to ever end, not that it will in the near future, but if it was, I think we'd all move out together anyway. Like, it's at that level now where I wouldn't really want to live with anyone else at the moment. Other than that, like, work-wise, it is so full on. Like, people think social media is easy. I know, obviously, like Kai yourself, you do it. Like, it's mad. Like,
you're non-stop. You've always got something to do, haven't you? That's the thing. You can always be doing something.
15-second clip online, and it's like, fairs, like, that's fine. But that's a 15-second clip also includes going to Asda's to get the props, going to McDonald's to film it, coming back, editing it on my laptop, because I edit a lot of my videos on my laptop to make sure they're all proper. But then you're also doing live streams. Like, after this call, I've got to go out and film 3 house videos for the actual house account. We've then got to do a YouTube video tonight. Max also wants to film tonight, which means we all have to be in that. Then we've also got to do a live stream. So it's like, I've also got to juggle my own content with that and my own merch, whatever it is that I want to do. And it's just so full on.
Well, it's like with this, we do one of these a week, don't we? And then we do the football one on the Tuesday. So we have like a football version of this as well, which is us 3FC. And then obviously I'm trying to start YouTube. I didn't realize how hard YouTube is. YouTube is so much work. Like John does YouTube as well, don't you, John? And you're the same.
Not hitting the heights, but because I saw your YouTube video. It was selling your mate on eBay, wasn't it? That was like the first. How long did that sort of take you to actually make? Because I don't think people understand, like Kai said, how long it takes to. Like, this is a podcast where it's not as edited as other YouTube videos and stuff like that, because it is just. But to like plan to like prepare to promote it and stuff like that, it does take a long time. How long did that take? Because it must have been like a very long process.
I mean, that's quite, in my eyes, a simple video. Like, I've got a lot of friends that spend weeks on their videos. But for me, that was 3 days shoot, technically 3 days. So I had 1 day of getting Josh ready and setting up the eBay profile and stuff, which sounds like, I say, about an hour's worth of work. But it wasn't. It was a full day because I had to go out, I had to get the outfits, I had to, all sorts of stuff. So that was 1 day. The next day was obviously just filming little bits and bobs to fill in. I also had to contacted a merch place to make sure that we could get a hoodie printed for the winner of the bidding. And then I obviously went off to Wembley, which is not far from here. It's about half an hour, 45 minutes. I picked up the hoodie, came back. And then obviously the day after, you then got edit. And the edit was a good 2 days solid. Until 5 to make sure that it was all right.
Yeah, they do take a while. They take a while to edit. That's
That's
in
one
terms
bit,
in
innit?
terms of filming. They take a while, but they're not long. But it's the editing
The film's
process.
easy, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's just
and the
editing.
editing's the hard work because that's when you've got to rewatch your content over and over and over again to make sure it's all okay. Because I posted one last night. I went on Amigo and did like Family Fortunes and getting the
Shameless plug there from Kai.
Yeah, that's poor. I didn't promote my YouTube channel, so there's no need to.
Don't subscribe, anyone listening. Don't.
Yeah, don't subscribe to my YouTube channel. But yeah, it just takes a long while because you've got to go through all the footage, make sure it's the right bit. Because obviously you film each bit multiple times if it's not right, and you've got to make sure you get the right one. And then it's the storage as well. We've just invested in a massive storage box, haven't we, lads, for the podcast?
Well, I haven't paid yet.
I was going to say I haven't paid yet either, so it's your.
I mean, I'm
I've
not-
invested. I've
You're
invested.
invested.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not planning to pay. Yeah, you can pay for it, Kai. Sorry, mate.
Oh yeah. So
I
well,
agree.
you mentioned merch. What did he say?
So I ain't paying.
All right, yeah, don't blame you. So yeah, you mentioned the merch, and I saw you on a live. You were promoting that the other day. When have you got any plans for when that's coming out? Because obviously you said you wanted to get the right colours and everything for what and design stuff for what the fans want.
Yeah. So it's difficult because this house is actually run by obviously our management company. So the house account is technically their account.
Yes. Yeah.
So we have our say in it. It's us. Like we run it. We do all the content on it.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, they have the final
Say,
yes, we can go ahead. So obviously we ran it past them, and it was their idea to do merch at $1 million, which is a great idea. Like, of course, we want to release merch. It's just a case of getting it right. Like we don't want to rush it. Obviously, we've got everything sorted logo wise and hoodies and that. We just need to make sure it's all proper before we actually release them. But yeah, hopefully we'll be releasing merch very soon for
That's
the
good.
icons. Also, I'm thinking myself of setting something up as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Good.
at $500,000 or whatever. So
Yeah.
it'd be quite cool.
What? Sorry, I was going to say, what are your plans? I mean, for like your account, and also the Icon House as well. Like going ahead in the future, especially in 1 million, and you're nearly close to $500,000 on your account as well. What are your plans for the future with that?
Well, I'll let you into a little secret. God, I'm giving a lot away to
Oh, chill.
Exclusive.
you. I'm actually moving house soon.
All right.
Okay.
It's exciting. Like we are really excited. So the next kind of month, we should be moving house.
Alright.
We're sick.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That's plans for the house. Bigger and better, hopefully.
Yeah.
We can mess around, like try and get some mad stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like summer and stuff like that, which is mad.
Yeah.
As for my personal account, I want to start doing things a little bit more unique. So obviously the TikTok trends and stuff that I'm following at the moment, cool, carry on with that. But at the same time, I want to have a little niche that no one's really touched on yet. And I also want to start up a little clothing brand as well. So people can see it as merch if they want to, but at the same time, I'm really into fashion. So I'd rather it be an actual brand rather than. So I don't know if you know, like TGF Bros, like they have the childish brand.
Yeah.
Brand.
Yeah.
And like Zerka has like the what's he's called? His Josh's
ZRK.
But yeah, ZRK.
Because that's what Calux, who he created his own shoe brand, like No Two Ways, I think.
Yeah, I've seen him actually.
Because that's what because I
No
saw
Two
on the
Ways.
Rich Kid Go Skin, you were saying like you're very into like your shoes and like your clothing. Is that something that then you would then? Has that always been a plan to progress into the future, like a clothing brand? Because some YouTubers' merch can be quite tacky and poor and just literally just a money send. You know what I mean? But this sounds a bit more like a strategic sort of actual bit of a business investment. Would you say?
Yeah. So when I was first starting out in social, it's a bit mad really when I think about it. Like I don't even think I could do it now. When I was 14, I started my own clothing brand, like at 14, which is a bit nuts.
Yeah.
And I was turning over good money, like for a 14-year-old. No one really earns money unless you do a paper round.
Yeah.
Where were you? Were you selling that online, or was it just in school? Like just say, you know, how people sell like food in school, just selling clothes.
So when someone came up for you for hate, it was like, yeah, but I've got some shoes. So if you really do want them, like we can have them.
You know, it's a full-on little like company. Like I got products printed off. I got them shipped to the supplier, who then sent them to me and sent it on. And like I was drop shipping from eBay and stuff. Like, it was mad. Like I was actually doing all right for my age. So I kind of know how it works, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, like I'm proper into like my fashion and shoes. So I feel like it's better for me to do something I'm passionate about instead of just doing merch with my face on.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Fair play. If you can sell photos of your face on merch, then credit to you. I think someone like TGF, you're more likely to appeal to a wider market. You've got, like, even I'd buy a TGF hoodie because I think Childish is sick, but I don't always watch TGF.
Well, that's what it's about, innit? It's if you promote stuff with your face and your name on it, it's going to be you're literally narrowing yourself down to your fans. Whereas if you promote just a brand, like, you know, just like, for example, like you say, Childish, you're then opening yourself up to so many more people who perhaps have never watched a TGF video in their life, but want to promote I think it's a good clothing brand and want to go with that.
Yeah, then that way as well, it doesn't all just come down to money, because I feel like a lot of merch, and don't get me wrong, there might be a day where I do release merch with my name on or something.
Or just your face.
This will get clipped. This is going to get clipped.
Eyebrows across the boob.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, don't get me wrong, there probably will be a day where that happens, and that will be for the loyal supporters rather than for the money.
Yes.
But for me and my passion, I wouldn't feel comfortable right now pushing products with my name or face on, because I don't think it really excites me. Whereas starting a new clothing brand, a new name, and something fresh, I actually want to do that, not just for the money. And I feel like that's really important.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Another thing you're involved in is X on the Few page. Am I right? You're a host on the X on the Few page.
Yeah.
What? I mean, what? So that's a relatively new thing, is it? That's a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'll be honest though, boys. I don't think it's going to go any further.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
what was
a
that?
brick wall. I mean, it all started off amazing.
Yeah, it did, because it was mad to start with, wasn't it? I remember the video I did to try and get involved with it, because obviously there was that brand thing that me and you did, wasn't there, a few months back?
Yeah.
So I just get involved. I mean, that's like, it's just, again, it's what you believe online, isn't it? It's completely.
Yeah. People love all that as well, don't they?
Oh yeah, of course they do. Yeah.
Yeah, like we marketed it so well, and like everyone was so for it, and then we got all the participants in, we got everyone's like hyped up. It was amazing. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it was the biggest thing TikTok's seen this year, probably.
Yes.
Like, everyone knew what X on the For You page was.
It was like KG, wasn't it? It was like KG to start with.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, everyone started drifting off. No one was really talking in the chat. So it was kind of like a group decision that we were going to call it a day. So I think there's actually a video coming out just to say, look, guys, like, it's going to finish there, kind of thing. But it was great whilst it lasted.
Oh, yeah.
So it was worth.
Things like that are good though, aren't they? When obviously we just mentioned KG Love Island, but when that stuff came around, and it's great because not only does it elevate other people, but it also gives you an opportunity to meet new people on social media. Like, I imagine you living in the house, you've met so many people through social media while doing this. I know I have, for example, like Christy, like we both know Christy. And then I think we both know Morgan as well, don't we? We're both friends with Morgan James.
Mate, Morgan's
He's a legend, isn't he? He's such a nice lad.
Yeah, he's a legend. I really, really like him. I've got a lot of time for Morgan.
Yeah, so have I. Yeah, he's a lovely lad. But yeah, met so many good people from social media. But yeah, we mentioned you mentioned the house. Have you ever had people just like showing up, or is it ever been a?
I'll show you a quick video from yesterday. So someone has leaked our address online somewhere, because people do keep rocking up.
Showing up, do they?
Yeah. So I'll show you this. This was yesterday. I'll
put this on screen for anyone that's for the non-podcast. But if you just show us now,
is that part of the reason why you're sort of planning to move as well? Wait.
Not really, no. Like,
okay,
we need more space. We need neighbours to stop on our backs. Like, it's just long here because we live on a private street. So obviously there's a lot of like elderly people and like we're not quiet. Do you know what I mean?
When you came in with like the confetti cans on the announcement, and then they're
just 80-year-old Margaret sitting in her front living room, just absolutely shits herself as she's the confetti out. This cow, he's got it. This cow. Have they got cow?
Like, and one of the fireworks like went over the fence, blew up in the neighbour's garden. Like, we can't be doing that stuff.
No.
Like, we need to get out there. Like,
Jake Paul of London.
A couple of people do keep rocking up at the gate, and every now and again, them not keep quiet. Like, they don't really like speaking and stuff. But I just think, like they've come here. I may as well say hello. Like, obviously respecting our privacy and stuff. And these girls just they can film, and they were well sound. I was like, look, I'll come out with you and we'll film a TikTok together.
Oh really?
Yeah. I hopped out there. Obviously,
it's the best way to be, though, isn't it? I suppose. If they've come out their time to make your day, I know obviously you don't want to encourage it at all. But it's like,
don't come to our house, please. If you
Margaret will not be happy. Please do not come to our house.
They don't need any more reasons.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Let's just hop out there. They're local anyway. And I just had a chat with them, kept my like 10-meter distance. And I was like, let's film a quick TikTok together. And then they just went off on their way, and they won't come and bother us again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I like the time of day, and they're showing their support. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no being rude to them and telling them to F off or whatever.
And it probably makes their day as well. Like in a silly way, it probably does. Or something like that kind of just makes their day.
Yeah.
There's me and Josh.
That's close.
You see, like you say though, Josh, they'll love that.
Yeah, I was gonna say realistically, like, it's. I suppose if people go that way, have you ever had people meet you in the streets and done some really weird stuff? Have you ever had really weird fan meetups or anything like that?
I mean, because of Corona, as a house, we haven't done a lot. Like, we haven't managed to get out there much. But when we go to our local town, it is a madness. Like, there's
Really?
because I mean, some of the people in this house are big.
Yeah.
Like Josh and the girls especially. Like Josh has he's nearly about to hit 3 million, and that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like 400k is a few, but 3 million is
A
massive.
lot. Yeah.
And you think like even our mate Georgia Harrison from Love Island, she's only got 1 million on Instagram. You know how known she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of TikTok clout, like Josh is, I think he's 100th in the world.
Is he? Is that what it is?
Seriously, wow.
Yeah, he hit 100. Like that's bad. So wherever he goes, someone always knows Josh.
Yeah.
But yeah, like back in the day when I used to go to meet and greets and stuff, there was always some nuts people doing God knows what.
We've got Fest is coming up, isn't it?
I think it's in September.
If they don't push it back again, yeah.
Yeah, I can't promise that we'll definitely be there. Because we have got other plans as well.
Yeah.
Like do our own tours and stuff.
Yeah.
It's important to have an opportunity to meet our fans and do it properly.
Yes.
A lot of these events, I've been to some of the cities, I've been to like VidCons and stuff like that. They are quite, I don't know, not really. I don't know how to explain.
I suppose you want to do it your way. You want to do it your way, don't you?
How we would want to interact, like it's just kind of take a photo, see you later, next person. Like glad we got your ticket money.
Yeah.
I don't know though. Like I'd probably go as a visitor rather than a creator. I think.
Yeah.
More out of it that way, and you can. I just like talking to people. Like, I don't like to see myself as a figure or like someone that's important. Like, I'd just rather just chill with everyone else and have a laugh.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's good.
Perfect. Have you got any? What did you say, Josh?
No. I just said that's good. I just said it's great. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say so. I thought you were going to go into something else.
No.
But yeah. So I mean, as far as I've got, I don't think I've got anything else. Should we move on to our weekly topics or?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll finish off with those two. I won't take too long. But yeah, no, it's been really good talking to you, Cal.
Yeah,
It's been really interesting.
So basically, Cal, what we do is each week we fish through the news and we look through weird news stories and we find what we call the shithouse of the week. So basically, that is someone who has committed an act of shithousery, and then we talk about that news story. So basically, this week's
Big Shithouse of the Week.
This week's shithouse of the week is a Hermes delivery driver who actually delivered a parcel to a house. I think it was in Liverpool because I think I saw it on the Echo newspaper. And he delivered a parcel and he then urinated on the person's drive, which is absolutely mental. Why on earth would you do that?
That ain't great, is it? That ain't great at all.
And he's been caught on CCTV as well, which is the worst thing about it.
Yeah.
These, the doorbell things that people.
You know what though? I'll be really honest. I'm gonna be really honest. I think I would do that.
if you could go to anyone's house and do, actually no, that's going to cause unnecessary.
I actually think he shouldn't have weed like on their house, but like in the garden, like.
To be fair, it wasn't even in the garden. It was on the road. It was on the road.
Oh, that's all right then. Yeah,
I think it was like that. I think it was like gated or like something like that. What was
wee everywhere? Like, I know you're not allowed to, but if I need a wee, I'm gonna wee.
I was gonna say if he's having a long journey as a driver, you know, he just needs to can't go into someone's house because of COVID. Just
the parcel, they've got what they need out of it. If he wants to just go for a little pig, let him do this.
Fine, yeah, fair point. I mean, like he leant up against the door, so the door was open. He was like leaning against the door and he could have genuinely could have got it in his car. It could have gone in his car.
That ain't great. No, to be fair, if it's like proper in public, he didn't even try to hide it.
Oh no, he didn't try to hide it. No.
It's the fact it's the CCTV doorbell thing. Is just
and that's been released as well. They've released that CCTV.
He must have a massive wank to whip that out in public.
Oh, I know. But
why did he do it? Did he do it out of spite, or did he like do it just because he needed a
I don't know why he did it.
Who knows? To be honest, who knows? I mean, if he'd have done it on the parcel, I need to actually see it. But if he did it on the parcel, then you'd.
That's out of order.
No, he delivered the apparently he delivered the parcel, and he was going back to his car, and then he just literally stood there and just weed in the road.
So it wasn't even on their property; it was on the road.
It was like on their gate. You know, when you go up to a gate and you press it for like a ring, and they've got cameras, so you can see this. It's like CCTV. You can see them. He did it right in like pretty much in front of that.
Thing is, this is the thing that this was like in the news this week. But then if you type in on like Google Hermes delivery driver like pisses, it comes up with like a couple of other ones as well. So it's almost like it's like a sort of like a what's like enrollment sort of like thing where you got to like when you join. Or did you have to do anything when you join the Icon House? Like sort of a.
Oh yeah.
Did you have to piss on like any gardens or anything like that?
Our initiation was you got no, we didn't have any actually. I thought we did, but we didn't.
No.
Oh, well, nice.
I actually thought we had one, but we really don't. Really boring.
No.
So basically, what we're saying is when you're a Hermes delivery driver, you just have to piss on gardens. That's what's the skill set is needed.
If you're Hermes, Royal Mail, if you're any of them, like realistically, if you need to wee, you need to wee. And if someone wants to piss in my garden, then be my guest. Do you know what I mean?
You should have said that. Now you're gonna have the people walking up to your house pissing in your garden.
Now you're going to be making TikToks with people pissing in the
As long as it
background.
doesn't get in my way, like the grass probably needs it.
It's a fair
He's
point,
thinking of
though.
the environment.
Is that potential video like, I don't know, just... That's not a
If
video
you
I
want to get
thought.
on the UK TikTok room, that is a way to get on the UK TikTok
Yeah.
room. Wee in people's gardens.
I might just go wee on like Bite House or something.
yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's some beef between the two houses.
So basically, from this, we found out that Cal won't be becoming a Royal Mail delivery driver anytime soon.
Or
Basically,
maybe I was the Hermes driver.
Maybe,
Ooh.
yeah, maybe.
Wait,
Carl
is that a plan when you're potentially delivering like your new clothing brand? You could actually go out and just, I don't know,
I'll call,
piss on some people's drives for a laugh. We haven't been there.
I'll call the delivery service Piss and Drive.
Yeah.
People pay for that.
I'm also saying the wrong things. I reckon there's a couple of people that would pay for that out there.
Yeah, probably. There's
Yeah.
definitely someone.
Definitely.
It's just like a really weird Cameo, like the app where you can pay people to like send you a video or anything like that. It's just like a public one, but you get them to piss
It's
on
like
the.
a messed up OnlyFans.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's literally what it is.
It's the level between Cameo and OnlyFans.
It's like
a
4D
safe sort of.
OnlyFans. 4D OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That's a great business idea.
I was
there.
gonna say, yeah. If you want to take that, then be our guest. But if not, we'll have that one up happily.
So yeah, should we do the board then now, lads? Just
Yeah,
move on
do
to
the
that
board.
quickly.
Yeah.
So basically, again, for people who haven't watched this before, the board is a thing where we all nominate one thing each every week. It could be absolutely anything. It could be something we hate, something we enjoy, something that's happened to us during the week. Something
A bit like Room 101.
Yes, yeah, but Room 101 stuff you hate though, and you want to get rid of.
Yeah.
No.
So it could be anything. So basically, I'll put the graphic on screen for what we've had so far. So I think if I can remember, let's see if I can remember this. We've had Malawi, thin toilet paper, the Grammarly adverts. What else did we have last week? Contact lenses, escalators. God, I'm doing well here. The Chasers, and what was mine? And Coldplay. There you go. Oh, there you go. And there you go. That is all of them. That is all.
Yeah,
all
That is
what we've
impressive
had.
stuff.
That is
there,
very,
Clive.
very
There you
That is
go. There
impressive.
you go. That's what we've had so far. So who wants to go first this week? Josh, want to go first?
No, I'll let John go first.
All right.
Go on,
Oh,
boy.
thanks, mate. So I can do something I hate again, but I feel like I've already brought enough hate with the Grammarly advert, and I don't want to ruin any sort of other partnerships with people.
Really
Have you had the Grammarly advert, and does that annoy you as well? Because
And Squarespace is doing my head in it.
oh
yeah.
yes,
I remember what
Yeah.
it was, John. Do you know the advert? I forgot the name of what it was. It annoys me. Goldsmiths, the watch advert.
the watch. Okay, because I haven't had that, but I've had Squarespace and I've had Grammarly, and yeah, if I can just
Yeah.
watch my YouTube video in peace. But no, this week I've gone for a comedian. Because I was speaking to some people about him last night. Do you know James Acaster, the
Yes.
comedian?
Legend.
Absolutely hilarious. I just thought for his stuff that he's been doing on, he's in Mock the Week. What's the one? Not Taskmaster.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
it. Fantastic comedian. Because I was going to do something else, but I didn't want to bring any hate to this sort of thing. But I'll sort of go for something I love. And James Acaster,
Josh
fantastic
kind of did
comedian.
slander you, didn't he? Josh did slander you for putting the Grammarly adverts in.
Yeah, no, exactly.
How many adverts are amazing? I don't even care
No,
what you say.
oh,
It's like I'm
Grammarly.
on a little adventure when I'm watching it. Like the whole
No.
ride from my life goes, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah, you do go into another world when you're watching them.
Exactly.
It's like
exactly.
an experience. It's like a movie, isn't it?
But have you seen, Cal? It's been turned into like a TikTok dance now. There are people genuinely dancing over the advert. Like there's actually a dance created for it.
There's
It's
always going to be
ridiculous.
someone that does it in there, though.
I know exactly. So yeah, James Acaster. It's sort of quite socially awkward as well, but you know, very very funny. So yeah, he's going on there for me. Just yeah,
Do you
good
think that's
comedian.
a character he plays, John?
Because I've always wondered this because he does a podcast as well with someone else, and he comes across the same. I'd love to meet him in person to
Yes,
see if he'd
we'd
be a
love to
bit
get him
like.
on the
"Ooh."
podcast. So James, you know you're an avid listener of those three podcasts,
Yeah, he
obviously.
definitely listens.
Yeah, he's
Definitely
listening.
listening.
So if you
Definitely
want to come on
listening.
the podcast, come on the podcast.
Yeah, quality comedian. He's definitely. Who are your favourite comedians as well? Or do you have any or anyone?
I've got to be honest. I went to a few comedy clubs back in the day when they were open.
Mm.
And when I turned 18, they were jokes, so I couldn't get in before I was 18.
Yeah.
I actually love comedy. Like it's actually jokes. Like so funny.
Yeah.
I don't really follow any comedians as such. I mean, Rob Howard's jokes.
Yes, I've seen him
Yeah,
live.
he's
He's
good.
very good. He's very good.
Very good.
Peter Kay, I love Peter Kay. He's my favourite.
His car shares quality.
Peter Kay's brilliant.
Peter Kay car share. Anyway, I'll move on. Does anyone else want to?
Josh, do you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. This is another thing I hate because I feel like I'm going to go along this theme of just, absolutely hating.
Hey, just do it.
I absolutely hate queues.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're
What?
absolutely terrible.
It's in the
Queues, queuing.
Oh, queuing. Okay, queuing. I thought you meant like the letter Q. I thought you just hate the letter Q.
No, I just hate queuing. I was just sitting. I wasn't sitting. I was standing. I was standing there in a queue with my mum, waiting for Tesco's, and I was just sitting there. And I was like,
You said sitting.
I fucking hate this with a burning passion. Your legs hurt. There's nothing you can do. It makes me so angry. And another thing I hate even more is queuing at theme parks. Like Thorpe Park, when you're waiting for 4 hours to go on Stealth, is the most frustrating thing. And especially in the summer as well when it's hot.
Yeah.
It's just, and the thing is, roller coasters, they last for about 2 minutes and then you're off. Like, is queuing 4 hours worth it? Probably not. Let's be honest. Especially on Friday night as well. Have you ever been Thorpe Park, Cal? Have you ever been?
Yeah,
You must
mate,
have been.
Friday night's jokes.
Oh, Friday night is what is amazing. It's so good. But you end up queuing for like 4 hours just for like a 2 minute maze.
And you're paying to queue as well, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, John, have you been to Thorpe Park? Because Kai, you wouldn't have been.
I've been Thorpe Park, but the best time I went was when my school had an inset day. Yes, and it was literally when no other schools had it was like a Wednesday in October, and I went on 40 rides like in total.
I did the exact same.
So
I
good.
ran on Monday, and I was like, "Yeah, this is it. We're going Thorpe Park." We got a little shuttle bus there and back, and we were like, "Right, we've done this. We've done this proper."
Yeah.
Seriously, you got to do that?
No, yeah, cool, yeah.
That's incredible.
We went to that Flamingo Land, which us Northerners.
That's quality. I love Flamingo Land. I know what it is.
That sounds like a bundle of those.
Do you think you could?
Southerners have got Thorpe Park, Northerners got Flamingo Land.
Flamingo Land and like Water Valley. They're the two.
Do you think that's a potential video, like on a day where?
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you're sort of like in a house, like that's sort of like your job, you could almost go on like a random Wednesday when no one else will be at Thorpe Park and just do like a video or something like that.
We're going to rinse it when it's open. We're going to be going ahead.
Yeah.
Thorpe Park's only down the road for us as well, so we're definitely going in there.
I love
that's
Thorpe Park.
quality.
It's absolutely
Yeah,
class.
I've never been.
It is good. It is good. I do recommend it.
Yeah, and then I'll
Nothing on Chessington though.
No, I've never been Chessington either. Never been to that either.
Oh, God. What's yours, Kai?
Mine this week is actually Horrid Henry. Now, you might wonder why Horrid Henry, and John and Josh will know why. But basically, this week, I was...
Sorry, I hate to butt in. My Royal Mail lady's just turned up. I'm making sure she's not pissing.
Can you imagine she just dropped...
She's...
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Better not do it. Better not do it.
We're just going to get a bit of her squatting. She's going to squat, take a piss.
Keeping an eye on you. Yeah, sorry, Horrid Henry.
Yeah, so Horrid Henry. Back to Horrid Henry. From pissing Royal Mail woman to Horrid Henry. Horrid Henry, basically, there was a TikTok trend going around at the moment saying, if you've been blocked by a celebrity, who have you been blocked by? And I've actually been blocked by Horrid Henry. Not at the actual Horrid Henry, but the guy who plays him, Theo Stevenson, on in the film. He blocked me about 5 or 6 years ago because he's an Arsenal fan. I'm a Man United fan. So I thought and he posted something about being at Arsenal and thought, go on, she said, she done something, Cal?
Just squatted.
She's not, mate, I bet she's not taking a piss. She might be going for a number 2. Might be taking it to the next level.
That's even better, that is.
It's content.
Well, Horrid Henry, we've cut you up so many times.
It's all right, no, it's fine. Yeah, so basically, Horrid Henry, I essentially was blocked by him because he's an Arsenal fan. He posted something about Arsenal on his Instagram, and then he's oh, no.
He's got basically. There's a woman at the door. She's shitting everywhere. Can someone please come and?
She squatted. She squatted.
Go on, see if I remember every guy.
Funny thing is, but yeah. So basically, he blocked me because I was taking the piss out of Arsenal.
We've completely ruined his flow. Like he was really excited to talk about Horrid Henry. We completely ruined it. Oh, no,
but yeah, Horrid Henry is my thing for the list this week because he blocked me, and I want to get him on the podcast. I want to talk to Theo Stevenson.
It's a bit of a football beef. Is that?
No, because it was 6 years ago. I was literally like 11. Like I must have. It wasn't actually. No, maybe not 11. I was
you
like
must have been
6 years.
11-year-old.
How old are you?
12. I was 12, and I was just winding him up on social media about Arsenal. So
You're
Yeah,
a
he blocked
monster, mate. Jesus Christ.
He blocked me
Yeah.
and he's never unblocked me
Okay.
since. And so,
I've
Cal.
got 4 of the same letters.
Oh.
Maybe it might be like fan mail, just trying to increase their chances by 4.
4.
Doing the
I
same.
never get 1 letter, and I just got 4 of the exact same.
That's
What?
That is a bit.
So,
We can
Cal,
promise
have you-
they're not
revelation.
from us. They're not from us. We can promise they're not from us. Don't worry.
not for us. Cal, have you managed to prep something for the board? What
What
do you
is the
think?
board exactly called?
Well, we haven't got a name.
The board. It's such
an
exciting name.
Us 3+1, which Josh doesn't like.
No, it's a horrible name. It's
It's-
disgusting.
I think you should call it. No, I don't know actually.
We need to think of a name for it. But at the moment, it's just called the Us 3 board at the moment.
Okay, it's got to have a name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what I'm
Okay.
I'll get it a name.
Right, we'll name it for next week's podcast then.
Yeah.
Legends. My
We'll get
favourite
aboard.
board, and this might be a little bit controversial,
Right.
We're
is
here for it.
essential hoodies.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? No, I like them.
They're quite nice. To be
And
fair.
I know Cal's going to say he doesn't like them, but I like them.
I'll be honest, right? I'll be honest. I also like them. Like they're not
Oh, okay.
bad. Okay, like I like them.
Hmm.
I had one. I sold it. Like I've done it. I've done that time in my life. Okay, I'm over it now.
Mhm.
I think what the issue is, it's not the actual hoodies themselves.
Hmm.
It's every Tom, Dick, and Harry wearing them.
and Kai as well now as well.
Yeah, I bought one, yeah. I bought one yesterday.
I had a brown one. I sold a brown one. I think what the issue is, it's like when Jordans became a trend. Like because as I said, I'm quite into my shoes and my fashion. I've had Jordans for like 3 years now, but now all of a sudden everyone wants Jordans.
Hmm.
It just winds me up. Like if you wanted Jordans, why didn't you get them 3 years ago? Like now it's a hype. You just hop on it.
Yeah.
You were there before the hype, weren't you? You were there.
It was like Yeezys, wasn't it? It was like Yeezys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So like Essential City, comfy, quite good value, good quality, not a bad design. Do you know what I mean? Like credits to the fear of God. But most people that even have Essential City don't even know that it's fear of God.
Yeah.
And like that's like the basics. It's like saying, I don't know. I don't even know what it's like saying.
Yeah.
It's like saying about your Percy Pigs and the fact that you're not created by Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
That makes
Exactly.
sense. So yeah,
Well-
they just annoy me at the minute. Like, especially with so many fakes going around as well. Like, so many people wearing fake essentials and thinking it looks good. Like, I don't know. I'm just not really a fan of like. It gets to a point with me anyway. I like to be different, and when I've got something that everyone else has, I don't really rate it anymore.
So
I-
basically, Kai, sort it out, mate.
Basically,
'Cause- wait, Kai, was yours real or was it?
Yeah, it was real, yeah.
Okay,
Mine was real.
okay.
no, don't get me wrong. I don't mind if they're fake.
Yeah.
Like, if you got a fake one, you got a
To be
fake one.
fair, the fakes nowadays you can barely tell. Like, I mean, you probably be able to tell because you know it more than I do. But I mean, like for me, looking at it, I couldn't tell.
I'm not really against
Definitely
fakes.
a
Like, if you
fake.
got fakes, you got fakes. I don't really
It's
like
not
it.
Can you tell when you're like, if you like sort of, can you tell when you're walking down the street and go, yeah, fake?
I always call out shoes all the time. I'll be with yeah.
That's what he does on his weekends. He just goes around, going around, walking up and down the street, bare fake.
But you know, he lives on a street of old people. There, he's like fake Clarks. They're fake.
Mark's definitely got to pay a fair Yeezys. 100%.
Fake walking stick, definitely paid 10 quid for that.
I think it's not really the essentials hoodie as such. It's more like just everyone like just copying each other. Like even
Yeah, the hype.
just getting them anyway.
Mm.
I saw one TikToker yesterday. I'm not going to say any names. He was like, "Oh, I got this essentials hoodie," and he put it.
Kai
on his-
Sherlock.
No, don't think it's like, I had to think for a minute. I was like, "What? Who?" No, he put this essentials hoodie on, and he goes, "I don't know. I bought it. I don't know if I like it, and I don't know if it'll fit well." I was like, "Okay, cool. Like, a bit weird. Like, why would you buy something you don't like?" He put it on, and he goes, "I don't like the design, and I don't like the way it fits. I might sell it for what I paid for it." I was like, "Why would you even buy it in the first place if you know you don't like it?"
It's like it's the hype, isn't it? It's jumping on the trend.
It's just
Yeah.
like another TikTok boy, but like, why would you want to do that? Just stand out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
Perfect.
true.
That's a good note to leave it on.
I sold mine, and now I'm on to bigger and better things.
There you go.
Yes.
that's a great way to end.
That is, yes. That's a great quote. And now I'm on to bigger and better things. That is quality.
Look at that, it's perfect. Well, thank you for coming on as well, Cal. It's been a pleasure having you, and we really appreciate you coming on.
Cheers,
Yeah, I
mate.
appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thank you for that.
Appreciate it, boys. It's been
It's been interesting chatting to you, and best of luck with the Icon House and also creating with your own channel as well.
Yeah, so we've hopefully got another big guest on next week. We're not going to announce it yet because obviously we're going to do a big announcement, but I'll let Cal know off camera. But yeah, we're fingers crossed. Got a big guest again for next week. So tune in next Saturday for the release of another Us 3
I'll be
podcast.
listening.
Pardon?
Yes.
I'll be listening.
Yes.
Thank you, mate.
We've also
Thank
got
you.
the FC one that'll come out on the Tuesday probably, which is normally when the date comes out on, isn't it? We film it on a Monday and put it out on Tuesday.
Just a bit of fun, innit? Just
Bit of promo. But yeah, if you haven't already followed Carl, his links will be in the socials. But I'd probably imagine you already follow him. But yeah,
If it,
Anyone who's listening would like to see someone else from the Icon House, make sure you're sending some messages through to the boys.
Yeah.
Of who you'd like to hear from, because I'm sure we can get that sorted.
I think me and Johnny
Oh,
Chick would be
cheers,
great
mate.
candidates. You know, got no social following, anything like that. You know, just.
Right. Well, anyway, thank you all for listening, and goodbye.
See you later.